And we are back. Thank you very much for staying with us. Service delivery protests are becoming widespread as the elections get closer. Why are municipalities failing to deliver? Corruption Watch has released a report that highlighted corruption as one of the problems that hamper people from getting what was duly promised to them. According to the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, in his 2017 budget speech, 87 out of 257 municipalities remain dysfunctional or distressed. He said one set is systemic and relates to the size and structure of municipalities, while the other is mismanagement due to political instability or interference, corruption and incompetence. To help us understand the underlying problems of service delivery, we are joined by Mr. Fikile Bili, who is the local government expert, and Mr. Malematja, who is SANCO chairperson in Gauteng. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Let me start with you, Mr. Fikile Bili. Why are we seeing such a disastrous and appalling performance of municipalities?
Let me start by saying what has impressed me recently is the MEC of local government in KZN, Nomusa Dube, and Zandile Kumede, and the mayor of Buffalo City, Xola, who took a decision that they are going to empower women in their municipalities to sell electricity via vending systems, via bank cards. And I asked Xola in Buffalo City, why you want women to sell electricity? And then he said to me, Xola, the mayor of Buffalo City, if a municipality, a supermarket sell municipal prepaid electricity and they also pay rates and taxes at a big supermarket. If that supermarket makes 25 million, can you imagine if he has to share that money in Mdantsane? And then Zandile Kumede said the same thing to me. Can you imagine Kwamashu if women are going to sell electricity? That's when I realized that not all mayors, not all MECs are corruptors. You understand me? And then that's when I take a decision that these are visionaries. But the challenge is one. You know, these provincial chairpersons, they appoint secretaries who toe the line, who don't have a vision, and then regional chairpersons who gave mayors mandates. Because at the end of the day, our people are not going to be empowered for as long as we deploy hungry lions in municipalities. So what we need to do, I told even Cyril Ramaphosa, and I asked him to watch this show today, we don't need hungry lions in municipalities,
okay,
Mr. we need visionaries.
Let me understand this from the perspective of the report of Corruption Watch. Mismanagement, political interference. Why should these things happen, whereas on the ground, according to the visuals that you see that are on air, the sewage is running openly. The people are not able to have houses. There are potholes on the road. Are you saying that the people who are politically connected or those who are in charge don't see these things on a daily basis?
No, thanks, man. Let's take this opportunity to welcome the opportunity. You see, the issue of mismanagement is about incompetence. If people didn't go through thorough education to manage such huge bulk of money and to know exactly where the money should go in a form of target-orientated, there will be a problem. You'll find a situation, you took somebody who never been in a class of maths. You want that particular person to be in a position of running billions to improve the life and the living conditions of the people, which is not going to happen. The second element is what you said, political interference. People are going to a person who is incompetent, force that particular person to drive the money to ensure that they are forever in power. Now they are using the money which was intended to improve their life just to keep them in power.
Just on that point, the financial loopholes that are breaking the Municipal Systems Act in terms of financial controls, why is it easy to break them?
You know, I'll tell you something. I work with municipalities around the country. I do data cleansing and background check. Sometimes you find that some CFOs are not qualified. Some municipal managers are not qualified. They are employed because they can make resources. They are employed because they are given a mandate. Now, the only challenge that we have in municipalities is political leadership that deploys rotten fruits of cadre deployment. Municipalities are the pride of the people. We want credible people to run our municipalities, because at the end of the day, if we don't render services, our people are not going to vote.
You are saying our people, but then also let's put the issue back to the table of our people, as you call them. They rip off the roads, as you can see there, and there's a cat and mouse play between the police and residents. They destroy property, burn libraries and all that. Is that not an indictment on members of the public as well?
You know what caused that is because the same councillors, they are not connected to the people. They only go to the people when it's time for elections. They are not visiting the communities, listen to their challenges so that they must resolve their problems.
Okay, now you are highlighting the issue of lack of communication. Let me ask you the issue of developmental communication. Isn't it there in the structures of government that members of the public and the municipality have to discuss IDPs in advance so that they should know within a financial year how much has been budgeted for and what is going to be delivered and after how long?
You see, there are certain processes which are just done for the sake of happening. When you go deeper, they are not done and to be honored. The issue of IDP, if you go to any municipalities, there will be a day where people will be called. And if you trace that for 3 years, you will find that there are 4 or 5 items which are keep coming and they are not honored. And the money is budgeted to match those food items. At the end of the day, you ask yourself where it went to. The issue of decisions, that is where I think people are lacking commitment of what they've been elected for. They are elected to carry certain constitutional obligations. One, which is so that they are taking care of all the citizens. They agree with the citizen in a form of IDP that we are talking about. They go in the boardrooms. They change those decisions. They go their own way. At the end of the day, that IDP process was for the sake of being there, but not necessarily meaning it.
What about the issue of accountability? Why is it that every time when there's a disagreement between a mayor and a municipal manager, there's always a court process that the municipal manager is suspended for 4 years and the term of the municipality is 5 years. Then for 4 years, there's no municipal manager but an acting one who has to toe the line, and it compromises the IDP program that he's referring to, Mr. Bili.
Let me tell you, municipal managers are suspended because they cannot make resources. Some municipal managers, they don't toe the line of the politicians. That's why they are removed and they put someone who can act, who can make resources. I am saying to Zweli Mkhize, he must not be soft. He must deal robustly with these people, because I always say municipalities are the pride of the people. If we are not going to take action and make sure that we deploy credible men and women in municipalities, we are going to lose our credibility as a nation.
The municipalities owe ESCOM money. Billions of rands.
They will never be able to pay that money. You know why? It's because they write off debt. Because I did a data cleansing in one municipality, I remember in the Free State, where the PEC was held in Welkom. The owner of the hotel was owing 2 million. I shut down his electricity. His wife paid 2 million. And then I went to the mines in Welkom, where I shut down the mines. They made an arrangement of 4 million. So these councillors, they are registering our people as indigent fraudulently because they want to remain politically relevant.
When it comes to ESCOM, why is there no sense of urgency to pay the SOE what it's owed?
Listen, municipalities will never be able to afford ESCOM because of the same municipal employees. They are bypassing electricity in businesses, in homes. So at the end of the day, ESCOM will never get their money back.
But also SANCO must take into consideration that you are representing the interest of the public. But the public are refusing to pay for services. The example of the people of Soweto refusing to pay for electricity, say.
No, you'll remember that the issue of ESCOM in Soweto is not just an issue of today. But what we are encouraging, we are saying let whoever is using any service that has been rendered to him or her be paid. That we are time and again coming out and strongly saying people must pay for the services that are rendered to them. But at the very same time, ESCOM and other service providers, they must ensure that there's a proof to prove that really have consumed this kind of electricity.
Okay.
Because we've got a situation where people are overbilled. Then at the end of the day, you want these people to take without taking charge.
Right there now. Let's sum this up. Mr. Bili, Don't you think that there's supposed to be rules of engagement between the leadership of the community, members of the community, as well as the leaders of municipalities in as far as developmental communication is concerned?
Look, let me be honest with you. Sometimes you take toilet cleaners, you convert them into mayors. That person doesn't know the community. So for as long as we don't take academics into municipalities and visionaries, our people are not going to receive services. We need people who are going to be grounded, who are going to be with the people and the masses every day.
Are you not sick and tired of seeing tear gas all over the place, whereas certain issues can be resolved through constructive engagement?
We are really concerned about such, but imagine a situation of the example you gave here in Johannesburg. The mayor doesn't want to meet the people. How are we going to resolve that? That will keep coming because these people are paid money after they've said they want to be in the office. Because they're incompetent, they can't match the volume of the work that they're supposed to do. They decide to run away. What do you expect from the people? People will be vulnerable, will be disturbed, and they will opt to ensure that there's blood on the struggle.
So this problem must continue this way, service delivery protest and
no.
What same problem, same solution, no solution.
Let's get capable people. Let's get capable leaders who understand what is to lead.
Cadre deployment. He says capable people, cadre deployment.
This is what we call rotten fruits of cadre deployment. Because these people, they don't see municipalities as the pride of the people. They see municipalities as low-hanging fruits. I said to Ramaphosa that he must remove these criminals. We want our municipalities to be led by credible mayors. Just like when I tell you that the mayor of Buffalo City wants to employ the community.
Gentlemen, we've run out of time. The elections are just around the corner. Let's see what happens. But remember, we still have 2 years of municipalities in governance. This subject will continue. But anyway, when we call you back, we need to say what is the status quo of service delivery. But thank you very much for making time to speak to us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Mr. Fikile Bili is a local government expert, and Chris Malematja is SANCO chairperson in Gauteng. Let's take a break, and when we return, we continue with our program.